Well, hello everyone and welcome back once again to Medieval Kingdoms Total War for Total War Attila. Today, we're doing a 2v2 multiplayer match, myself playing as Hungary, my faithful long-term ally Warrior of Sparta playing as England, and then we're up against the evil Jaggyfish and Pixelated Apollo once again. Yes, they are our opponents. We're going to try and win this time. The last match, if you saw it, if you hadn't seen it, make sure you do. It was quite a fun battle, although it didn't go too well for me. But we're going up against Jaggyfish. I believe he's playing as Aragon, and Pixelated Apollo. He's got it. I've forgotten. I think it might be the second Bulgarian Tarsdom, or it might be Lithuania. Going from the fact that it's a Lithuanian Grand Duke, I'm going to guess it's Lithuania. So, Lithuania and Aragon, I do believe. So, let's click on play. Get this battle started. If you're enjoying these Medieval Kingdom battles, by the way, guys, make sure to leave a like. Spread this series around. It's an epic mod, and it's only going to get better. So, without further ado, let's see. Because this battle, as you can tell, it's going to be a bit of a long one. And we're actually outnumbered by a few hundred men to start off with. But as you can see, we're pushing up. With the replays, we have to essentially just click start battle, so we can't actually get our units how we'd like them initially. So in order for the replays to work, hence why we're now just organising our forces. But I've gone for a nice long line of Pavasiers, and these just look freaking gorgeous. These are probably my favourite unit in the mod so far. Just the detail on the shields are just absolutely amazing. Just the different custom patterns, it just looks freaking epic. I'm just gonna... Oh no, he turned away. There we go. But it does look freaking epic. My cavalry going by... Oh, this mod is so atmospheric. Oh my god. As you can tell, my voice is slowly coming back as well. I've gone for a strong flanking manoeuvre of Hungarian knights, and these also just look absolutely fantastic. Just the long lines of cavalry in this battle today are going to be epic. So, my faithful ally, Warrior of Sparta, going for a strong line of footmen at arms. He also has some units of heavy billmen and some retinue longbowmen. So these are extremely powerful archers, hopefully going to cause devastation amongst Pixelated Apollo's ranks. So Pixelated Apollo going for a long line of armoured infantry, and we've got some skirmishes as well in play today. Also going for the Ruthenian archers. Some noble swordsmen here. And we also have some armoured spearmen. So the lines are still kind of forming at the minute. I am getting better, by the way, but I am still a little bit sick. I've had the flu, essentially, for 3 weeks. So Jaggyfish has gone for quite a few units of peasant archers. So the only real difference between his archers and my crossbowmen, or just normal archers really, and the fact that the armour penetration and morale is a lot lower. And he's supporting his cavalry with a couple of units of spear sergeants, which does make it a bit more tricky for me to engage his cavalry. And he's gone for units of grenards. So I'm also bringing a unit of my Pavasiers to help support. Oh god, these... Yeah, impressive looking units. So, we're exchanging a little bit of fire, and the morale... What he did to my peasant archers absolutely wrecked them. But here we go. As you can see, we did the same to each other. We caused a couple of units to rout. So it looks like Warrior Sparta's longbowmen aiming up to fire here.
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
Bringing more archers into play. At least I think they're going to fire. Are you going to fire? No? Okay. I better zoom out. So I'm using the flaming shot to do a bit of a debuff to the morale of these units. So I'm trying to go wide with my cavalry here, try and unnerve Jackie a little bit, but it isn't really working. And I still a gap opening up, so I thought I'd try and get a unit of cavalry through there. Then I quickly decided against it. And I managed to engage his spearmen with my spearmen, and then the battle essentially begins in earnest. And my cavalry managed to get a decent charge off. We exchanged charges, and here we have an engagement here as well. And I managed to get a charge on his unit there. There we are. And our spearmen are engaged, and that's going to be going on for quite a while, that battle. So, the lines have yet to engage with Warrior Sparta and Pixelated Apollo's cavalry. He's gone for armoured cavalry, and if you can hear stomping in the video, it's because there's people above me where I live. So, armoured spearmen, keeping the flank secure here with Pixelated Apollo. Skirmishers firing. The longbowmen taking some decent shots on the skirmishers. So he actually brings his general through, and I think he was going to get a decent charge off, but then I think he decides against it. And I essentially start bringing up my main line. But he does get a decent charge off on my unit of spears. But again, they're a very strong unit, so they didn't really do too much damage. I mean, they've taken out a few of them, but they're going to stand strong for a little while longer. Over here, forces have still yet to engage, although Warrior Sparta's pushing up very aggressively. I think he's making a play here, trying to commit his heavy billmen probably fairly soon in the battle, while his archers can fire on off, making the skirmishers rout a little bit, getting some more pot shots off. Over here, the cavalry engagement again is just lasting for a little while. I start pushing up my main line of infantry. I have some units of sergeants, which aren't that strong, supported on the flanks by the Pavasiers. So, Warrior Sparta's starting to move up now. And it looks like the lines are going to engage pretty... Oh, no. Looks like Pixelated Apollo's doing a bit of a waiting game here. But here we go. I think an engagement is starting. Oh, actually... Yes, Warrior Sparta's heavy billmen being hampered by the Ruthenian archers. Oh, that guy just went down. But here, he's heavily outnumbered on this flank, Mr. Sparta. So, the engagements have kind of started in earnest over here. And it looks like that's going to last for quite some time. So, both forces doing a brave display of combat here. Take a little screeny. I do like my screenies. So pretty much all my units are engaged. We're kind of... And I was trying to get some decent shots off on the Lord of Angola. So it looks like... I think there's probably my peasant archers are running again. And Jackie does have one unit coming through. Warrior Sparta trying to help out his flank here. But Pixelated Apollo does outnumber him, I believe. Cavalry still yet to really engage. So we have Marines versus Sergeants, and I think that's going to be a one-sided battle. So here we go with my general. I tried to get a few charges on to try and get these peasant archers to rout. Oh, that charge was devastating. Look at that. And the charge keeps on continuing for quite some time. So my general is doing good work here. As you can see, he's pretty much routing all of those units, getting them away, stopping them from doing the morale debuff here. And I'm going for a bit of a circly round now, because I know he's trying to chase me down with those Marines, which I didn't want to happen. The cavalry engagement, still kind of not a lot going on, because cavalry just don't die in this current build. It'll be good when that's sorted out. So the combat here really is heating up. The lines on Warrior Spartas and Pixelated Apollo. I didn't really see much of this battle. I was too focused on the battle with Jackie. So it looks like a fairly even engagement. And Warrior Sparta's starting to bring up his general now. I managed to get mine safely back through my lines, but I think he's going to keep on pursuing me for a little while. And as you can see, my centre's been crushed. These footmen at arms are just absolutely destroying my sergeants. So the only hope I have is that my Pavasiers are actually going to do good work. Which, of course, they will.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
Oh, I just love these shields. Okay, anyway, back to the fight. So I'm holding up the Algamavir Marines with my Pavazirs there. Warrior Sparta's troops starting to take quite a few casualties now. And it looks like the engagement's going in Pixelated Apollo's favour. We did have to go up a slight slope, so maybe that could have something to do with it. But yeah, I think Warrior Sparta is starting to struggle a little bit here, although he has routed this unit. But the infantry fight seems to be going one way. Seems to be a lot more red blobs left than blue blobs. Over here, as you can see, there isn't a centre anymore. Over on this flank, we do have an engagement still going on, still going strong. So it looks like my general's been tied down into combat against the footmen at arms.
Our men return to the fight.
But yeah, my sergeants are just no match for his infantry. So slowly but surely, my men are starting to get surrounded and pretty much butchered. But we do still have a chance. We're not outnumbered that much, so we could still turn this battle around. So over on here, over on this flank, it looks like the centre is going Pixelated Apollo's way. He has brought some men round in the flank. That's probably going to finish off the final unit of men-at-arms here. Although Warrior Sparta does still have a pretty strong force on this little flanky-wanky here. And he has a strong force of cavalry left. So those could really turn the tide in the fight.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Although hearing that it's not good. Okay, so my general's still alive. But these units here are going to be slowly enveloped and destroyed. And Jackie Fish getting a good charge on that unit. Still holding. As we can see here, the cavalry engagement is starting to go my way a little bit. Supported by the unit here of spearmen. We're going to do pretty well.
The men are broken and running for their lives.
So over on this flank, Warrior Sparta still taking out some of Pixelated Apollo's troops. And in fact, it doesn't really seem... Oh wait, no, it is probably going in Pixelated Apollo's favour. Warrior Sparta still still have his general. But yeah, my flank here has been crushed. I was hoping to get a decent charge on the unit of footmen at arms. I've lost the engagement over here. We are starting to beat the cavalry now. So Jackie does need to be wary of that. Balance of power, this battle still is winnable for us, for myself and Warrior Sparta. 6 minutes, anything could happen. Looks like Warrior Sparta charged on his archers, probably trying to inflict any casualties that he can against Pixelated Apollo. Although a lot of his core infantry are still intact. And it looks like Warrior Sparta's remaining troops are slowly... Oh, no, there we go. Routed. An armoured infantry. Oh, actually, no, Warrior Sparta's still going strong. For a couple of his units, footmen at arms winning the day there. So still tying down Pixelated Apollo. So my general's dead. I went for like a one-on-one engagement against his. Mine did have a few less troops remaining. So the Hungarian king has fallen to the Lord of Andalusia, which is a damn shame. And that's going to pretty much finish off. I imagine those will probably rout. Looks like Jackie Fish is moving over to help support Pixelated Apollo. I was going to say, can't support Warrior Sparta. But over here, my cavalry is still pretty much intact. And that's going to definitely... I could sway the course of the battle in the minute. So let's see how Warrior Sparta's getting on. Although seeing those reinforcements come in, I think it's going to go one way for Mr. Sparta. Unfortunately, my long and faithful ally might be destroyed. Well, he's still got some units of troops. Okay, well that's probably going to... Yep. That's the nail in the coffin for Warrior Sparta. So his units fought bravely. The mighty Kingdom of England, but it doesn't appear to have been enough on this stage. His unit of billmen Oh no, they're just legging it. Okay. So we have won this cavalry engagement, and I'm thinking, great. Still got a decent, strong core of troops. So, although you can kind of see we're outnumbered about 3-1 now. Good odds for any Spartan. Unfortunately, Warrior Sparta's troops have all been routed, so it's up to Rambler. Yeah, Black Day. Our ally has routed. So, I think we can see which way this battle's going. However, I do have a very strong core of cavalry. I think I'm the only one with any kind of cavalry left in the battle. And these are very decent cavalry. And I do have a unit of fantastic spearmen here, forming a shield wall to try and deflect some of that fire. So it's kind of lining up for a bit of a I've forgotten what it's called. Kingdom of Heaven style charge. If you haven't seen that film, make sure to see the director's cut. It's a great film. I'm sending one unit of cavalry to try and cause a bit of hurt to those units. I'm bringing the other 2 units of cavalry around, hopefully trying to inflict some damage on that infantry. This unit is just going to form a block here, a square. They're forming square just to try and hold off as many men as possible. Hungarians aren't going down without a fight. So here we go, cav charge. Skadoosh! And then I decided against charging spears. Instead I go for the infantry. Smash! And I'm actually starting to rout some of those units, which is very good news. However, yeah. Looking at the unit here, desperately trying to fend off the horde that they're up against. Bravely forming a tower, a square. A tower? They've already got their tower shields. So here we go. I was trying to go for their general, trying to punch through. But really, they've got enough men to try and envelop the remaining units of my cavalry. I'm getting off some decent kills, though. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. So, in fact, they're fully enveloped now. Just a few seconds left in the battle. And it's all over. It's all over. So GG to Pixelated Polo and Jackie Fish. Well done to my ally Warrior of Sparta. But unfortunately, it was a valiant defeat. And let's just take a look at the end of the stats. So, Rambler, we lost 1600. Going up against the Crown of Aragon and the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. Oh, that's switched around. That's a bit of a bug. Okay. But Warrior Sparta's retinue longbowman got some decent kills there. His men-at-arms did very well. Was kind of the... Yeah, my Viziers got some decent kills. Cavalry got some decent kills. My King also got some decent kills. The Sergeants are just rubbish. I'm not going to get them again. The Grand Duchy of Lithuania just did very well all round. Units performing very well. And the Crown of Aragon, only a few units. The men-at-arms are still at kind of full strength. But yeah, Pixelated Polo was extremely weakened. So Warrior Sparta did a fantastic job. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. But if you'd like more of these kind of battles, make sure to let me know. And until next time, everyone, I bid you a very, very good day.